Welcome to Elias Family Kitchen, everyone. My name is Lynn. Today I am going to make ramen noodles from scratch. These noodles are good to be served hot or cold, in soups or with just a simple sauce because the flavor and texture are so amazing that once you have tried these, you are not going to be happy with store-bought noodles again. And the best part is it's actually really easy to make. Let's get started. First, we're going to make an alkaline solution, which is what gives the ramen noodles its distinct flavor and texture. To make the alkaline solution, we're going to need baking soda, and we're going to process the baking soda by baking it in the oven at 325 degrees for 1 hour. I usually make a big batch, so next time when I need to make ramen noodles, the baking soda is already ready. And once it's cold, you can store it in an airtight container. We only need 5 grams for this recipe. Once the baking soda is ready, we're going to measure out 5 grams and put it in 220 grams of water. This is cold water, not hot water. And then 5 grams of salt. And we're going to mix this very well, and this will be our alkaline solution. Mix it until the salt has dissolved and the water becomes clear again. Now we're going to add the alkaline solution into the flour. I have here 500 grams of flour. And make sure you measure all the ingredients in grams because precision is very important for ramen noodle making. We're going to add the alkaline solution little by little, about 10 grams each time. You can do this by hand, or you can use a mixer bowl or a pasta machine to make the ramen noodles, and I'll show you how to do both. So if you were to mix it by hand, add a little bit, mix, add a little bit again, and keep mixing it. If you have a stand mixer, we can do this process a lot faster. So I put the flour in the mixer bowl, and I'm using a bowl scraper. You can also use a paddle attachment. I'm going to turn the speed to low, so this is speed 2. And I'm going to, again, drizzle the alkaline solution 10 grams at a time. You don't want to drizzle too much water in at once because then it would cause the flour not to hydrate evenly. So we need to do this slowly. I have finished adding all the water into the dough. So now you can see the dough is very well evenly hydrated. We're not seeing like some clumps of flour, but then there are loose flour that's still dry. So that's exactly what we want to see. When you squeeze it together, it should form a dough. And I'm going to put the dough. We're going to need a very unusual tool, a Ziploc bag. I'm going to put the dough in the Ziploc bag. Squeeze it together. And then you close this up. Try to squeeze all the air out of it. If you have very strong arm muscles, you can try to knead this out into a flat dough. I don't, so I'm going to leverage gravity to do the job for me. For this, we're going to need a large clean kitchen towel, or you can put this Ziploc bag in a clean plastic bag to prevent any type of accidents. I'm going to put the towel on the floor, put the Ziploc bag in it, and then fold it over and step on it, and then try to form this dough inside the Ziploc bag into a flat dough about ½ an inch thick. This is what it looks like after 2 minutes. Now it's flattened, about ½ an inch thick. We're going to let this rest for about 30 minutes, a minimum 30 minutes, and come back to it. It's been 30 minutes. We're going to take the dough out of the Ziploc bag and then cut this into 4 pieces. I'm going to show you how to roll out the pasta and cut it without a pasta machine, and then I'll also do it with a pasta machine. If you're rolling this out without a pasta roller, ideally you should have a big rolling pin. It will make it a lot easier. This is just going to take a little bit of time. We're going to keep rolling it until we get the thinness that we want. This is as thin as I can get with hand rolling. With a rolling pin, my arm muscles are very sore. It took about 15 minutes of rolling time, not including the resting time in between. I had to let it rest 2 times for the protein to relax so I can roll it out to the thickness like this. And so I'm going to leave it here and cut it. If you're really into making fresh noodles, investing in a pasta machine or pasta attachment for your stand mixer is definitely a great investment. Okay, so we're going to cut this with a very sharp knife and cut it to the desired thickness. Okay, all done. So look at that. You open them up. They become long, thin noodles. So hand cut noodles, all done. My arm muscles are going to be sore for the next 3 days, but it's okay. I just wanted to show you how you can make the noodles without a pasta machine or pasta roller. But for the rest of the dough, I am going to use the pasta machine to make, and you see how easy it is. I have my pasta roller attachment on my stand mixer. And for the rest of the dough, I roll them out to about 1/4 inch thick and then dust potato starch on both sides to prevent sticking. And I'm just going to turn this on to low and then run it through the machine. I started at the thickest setting, which is number 1. And I'm going to end with number 6, which is 1 millimeter thick. And that's the thickness that I want. So you can roll these out to the thickness that you desire. Now we're ready to cut the noodles. Look at that. If you've made extra noodles, like I always do, you can store them in the fridge for up to 2 days and in the freezer for up to a month. They would be as good as fresh when you pull them out of the freezer. No need to defrost, just cook it in the hot boiling water right away. And it only takes about 2 to 3 minutes to cook. It may take a little bit longer if your noodles are thick. And here is the bowl of noodles that I just made in a simple pork bone broth. The noodles have incredible flavor and texture. You're going to love them. If you like this video and this recipe, please click like and subscribe. Feel free to leave me comments below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.